The topic is called Samadhi, right? So it is, what is the meaning of Samadhi? Discovering we have been doing consciousness, lack of complete thoughts. So I hope we will have an interesting session, but it all depends on you, what you make of this session. So with that note, let us start. Sip Siri, Sip Atmanand, Sip Ashok Nishani, Sip Alak, Sip Shiba, Sip Sadanand, Sip Anand, Sip Chotwani, Sip Girija, Sip Harshal, Sip Jyoti, Sip Krishna, Sip Samatma, Sip Rajanand, Sip Ahem, Sip Premchandji, Sip Rekha, Sip Sukhi, Sip Lakshmi, Sip Gigi, Sip Shiva, Sip Sita, Sip Prakash, Sip Girish Anand, Sip Manisha, Sip Atmatre, Sip Sachin, Sip Krishna Ramma, Sip Rutanu, Sip Pix, Sip Anil, Sip Ansul, Sip Bliss, Sip Sagai, Sip Bliko, Sip Paratiyama, Sip Rumataji, Sip Chidanand, Sip Renuka. This is what I can see on the call. I welcome you all to the call. And sometimes when you miss the beginning of the call, then you miss sometimes the essence of the call. A lot of people are joining in late. I have no problem, but sometimes you miss the essence of the call. You miss the meaning of the call. So I always give a time from 8. I give another minute or so, 8, 8:01, 8:02. By 8:1, 8:02, if you're not in the call, then first of all, I don't know you're in the call. And second, I'm not able to get you in sync with the call. Samadhi. What is Samadhi? Today we are discovering a new term because we have used this term several times in my books, in talks, but we have never contemplated on it in a full sense. I do not believe we have a Zoom call on Samadhi. So maybe one day we will do a Zoom call on Samadhi. But at this point of time, we are on question answers. We have Ashok Nichani and Bliss. Two people who will start the game. Samadhi, yes.
Shivam Sarji.
Shivam, sir.
Samadhi has got two meanings, Sarji.
Tell me.
One is when a person dies, they bury him. The place that is called Samadhi.
We are not talking of that Samadhi.
Okay.
That Samadhi, you are 100% right. So that Samadhi, I am going to Gandhi Samadhi. I am going to Nehru ka Samadhi. We are not talking of that Samadhi. So that Samadhi, good. Thank you for bringing it up in the first minute. So we are putting that Samadhi in Samadhi. So we make Samadhi of that Samadhi. Now we go to the real Samadhi. Tell me now.
The real Samadhi is when a yogi is in full meditation, when he is meditating, when he is cut off from the outside world totally, and he doesn't want to get disturbed also. He is in deep this thing with the Lord, divine, in connection with the divine Lord.
Good, very good said. We have said, but let's get all the words. Ultimately, I will write one book called Samadhi. Ultimately, it may take. Today we are starting maybe before the year ends or before next year, because Samadhi is a very beautiful subject. And some people think that I told you somebody is in Samadhi from last 6 years. I asked Atmanand to study that homework. Did I ask? Who did I say? I don't know who I told. I told somebody to study that. Okay, so Ashok Nichani, we have now Bliss, Ahem Atma, Krishna, Rajanand, Atmanand. 5 we have got. Thank you, Ashok. Good start. Well begun is half done. Bliss.
Hi, Shvam dear. Shvam, everyone. Love you.
Shivoham. Love you.
It's Samadhi is a deep connection that resulting to the union of the consciousness, very big consciousness with the Paramatma, is what it says.
So you understand or you don't understand?
Yes, is when you are in contact with everything around you.
Have you ever experienced Samadhi? Have you ever experienced?
I think I have really reached this part when I was very did concentration and meditation in the wood. I was very taking in your with everything.
So you have to understand properly. What you're saying is correct. But I don't know if you have experienced Samadhi. I don't know. So today,
No.
before the call ends, you tell me, after you understand the full meaning, you please tell me whether you experience. I want all of you to tell me whether you have experienced Samadhi. Whoever wants to tell me. So we will thank you, Bliss, for bringing this. Samadhi is a state. It's a state, not as dead, not like Ashok Nichani told the man is dead. It's called Samadhi. The place where you bury, that is called Samadhi. No, we are not talking of that Samadhi. How to reach a state of Samadhi. So please pay attention, Bliss. You've done a good beginning, but I want to know whether you have experienced. Aham
Okay.
Atma Krishna.
Yeah, good evening, Guruji. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Yeah. Somewhere I read about this Samadhi. Sama means equanimity. Sama means equanimity. Dihi means a buddhi or intellect. It's an equanimity of the intellect or equanimity state of buddhi. When
Means
a
what?
person neither craves for anything nor desires for anything, जो भी अच्छा या बुरा या जो भी सिचुएशन में इक्वानिमिटी में रखता है उसको हम लोग समाधि बोलते हैं
No,
एक्चुअली
no. वो गलत पढ़ा आपने. Don't
गलत
take that meaning. No, it may be okay, it may be correct in the context of that person, whoever is writing.
ओके
But Krishna, let me, since Ashok and Bliss and Krishna have started, let me explain to you.
मैं अहम आत्मा हूँ not Krishnan please
Because your mother came on the call, I'm telling, I cannot tell your mother of Aham Atma. So I told, welcome Krishna
she's
Namma, I told like
no
that.
my mother name is Revati, she is also
Oh,
Atman
yeah.
in Revati.
But
Yeah.
I am not, I don't remember that name still.
Okay,
So
okay.
Aham Atma,
Yeah.
Samadhi is a state
Mm.
where you are out of this world. Samadhi is not a state where you have intellect. No, intellect.
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
So you lose the intellect power.
Okay.
Only that much I'm telling now. I'm not going beyond that because you must learn the meaning properly today.
But
So
the
let us.
discriminatory power of the intellect will go away, you know, once the
No,
intellect is losing.
there is no discrimination of intellect in Samadhi.
Oh, okay.
So I hope we will reach. I don't know. I'm trying to get you. See, every time I try earnestly, I try my best to make you all understand.
Okay.
Today, I'm trying my best to make you understand a new concept. What is the real meaning of Samadhi? I want to make you understand. I hope it will come from the group, but
Sure,
I will eventually, before end of the call, 8:55 today, please give me time, 5 minutes. I want to put this together. 8:55, I will end the call. 8:50, questions end. So, Krishna, thank you,
Yeah.
Atma.
Yeah.
Aham Atma. Again, I'm hoping not making a mistake. Krishna,
Sir,
you told me I
Shivoham.
made a mistake, so I'm worried. Yes, Krishna, Shivoham.
Sir, Shivoham. Sir,
Shivoham.
Samadhi ka different interpretations.
Why you say Shivoham? You must say Krishnoham.
Okay.
No, just to get you closer to Krishna. I'm only saying because you are Krishna, then don't bring one more term Shiva. So you become the first person in the call. Every time you greet, say Krishnoham. Krishnoham means I am Krishna. No? That just to remind, I hope you don't mind me suggesting. So
No.
you same Krishnoham and Shivoham has no meaning, no difference. No difference. But I suggest you start saying Krishnoham because you will build a new aura in life because you are blessed to be born as Krishna. Sorry to interrupt. Now start. Now tell me
Yeah.
your point.
Samadhi ka alag interpretations in, as you said, in different contexts. Bhagavad Gita has given a beautiful interpretation. I'm sure you will not agree. So I'm not saying this. I don't know whether I should say because
Well, what is Bhagavad Gita saying?
in that Siddha Pragya, I think it is second chapter, Arjun asks Bhagwan, Samadhistasya Keshava, what is the meaning of Samadhi? He asked specifically. And and he asked, and one more, that is when I said Samadhi is not sitting still, because he continues the question saying, a man in Samadhi, he says, Kim Prabhasita, how does he speak? Kim Asita, how does he sit? Kim Rajeta Kim, how does he speak? No, sorry, how does he walk? That means a person in Samadhi, bodily actions can happen, but he is in that state of ever illumined state of, and Ramana Maharshi says it is his true real nature. He has experience. Even sir, when you say, I'm not speaking, It is SIP speaking through you. I always think you are in the state of Samadhi. Otherwise, how can SIP? You are in that, established in that consciousness. Otherwise, how do you hear divine voice? You cannot. So Samadhi has different contacts with different people. Shankaracharya says Samadhi is equal to self. So I was remembering Dadaji saying man minus self. Man minus self is equal to God. So all these are different interpretation of that ultimate state of Samadhi, which is your true illumined state or real nature. And as Aham Sip said, Sama plus D, this is Chinmaya Mission Chinmayananda Swamiji's interpretation. You are in your purified intellect. And another Swami has said it is Sam plus Adi. It is similar to the Adi before creation. It is nothingness. So there are so many different interpretations. I don't know what are you going to give us now.
So you want to have so many interpretations and want confusion, or you want clear conclusion?
No, but the common denominator in all this is it is your real nature, or it is
Correct.
that Satchit Anand nature.
Correct.
Where you
That
are,
is-
that is your true nature. Where you
Correct.
are in sync with that divine consciousness, or as you say, SIP consciousness.
So who is one of the best person who has talked about Samadhi, you know?
No, there cannot be a best. I don't know.
No. One of the good explanation of Samadhi is Patanjali. Patanjali said, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. He has given a very practical method of how to climb the 8 steps to reach that state of Samadhi. I will explain by the end of this call my clear understanding of Samadhi. I told you ultimately I'll write a book on it. Ultimately, not yet. But I not use this term so frequently. I have not used the term. Why I have used the term Samadhi? Because we have started talking about how to be in a state where there's no thoughts, how to be in a state of consciousness. And for me, explaining to you must be practical. So practical that if you talk to your son, you should be able to explain what is Samadhi. Not like how Ashok Nichani said, किसी का dead body रखा है उसको भी समाधि बोल दिया. ना समाधि बोलना किसी कोई भी बोल सकता है. Somebody may be dancing in the disco and saying I'm in samadhi. You're not in samadhi. You may be in consciousness. There's a difference of being in consciousness. That's why I took the topic Thursday can be without thoughts. Saturday, importance of consciousness. Monday, what is Samadhi? I have linked the 3 sessions.
So according to you, you mean to say that a person in Samadhi is motionless?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolute. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you, and you understand. I don't just tell you because I'm telling you. If I am drinking water like this, बहुत गर्म है. Immediately thought comes. The moment we are in Samadhi, we have united. Individual consciousness is one with Supreme Consciousness. There is no using buddhi. The buddhi is sthir buddhi. Sthir buddhi, complete meditativeness, complete contemplativeness. You are completely in yoga. You are completely lost. You can read, you will find many saints telling you this, where the individual consciousness becomes one with the Supreme Consciousness. Where you are lost, you forget that you are alive. You have no feelings.
Yeah, so from what I have read earlier, Sri Ramakrishna or say Vivekananda, all of them, even when they hear a name of the Lord, they go into a trance. And they, especially Ramakrishna, used to get into bouts of samadhi. And is that all stories?
When you're in Samadhi, you are lost. You are completely lost. That's why I asked how many of you, you're like this. For example, I'll tell you when you can get in Samadhi. Suppose I start telling you, Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Then you're starting to enter a state of nothingness. When there are no thoughts, there's no thought, there's no feeling, there's no action, there's nothing. There is just Samadhi. So I want to explain to you all Samadhi in a very practical manner. That's why today's session, but let it flow. I know it's right now, it is inconclusive what we are talking about, But we will have a very, and from now onwards, Zoom call, you will start telling me, I spent 5 minutes in Samadhi. I spent 1 hour in Samadhi. People will start telling that. But it will take time. So we have not used this term. Today we are introducing this term. Okay? Rajanand. Anything else, Krishna? Rajanand. Atmanand.
Shoham, sir.
Shivam, sir.
Sir, to explain introductions may not be possible for me, but you said experience. However, on the basis of my personal little experiential learning, I would like to say that in a state of, when there is a state of prolonged meditation, when the mental thought rate gets lowered and lowered and lowered to such an extent that there is no intellect, or if it is, it is not able to perceive the thoughts. There is simply absolute cessation of mind activity, or I can say that mind is completely exhausted. So क्या होता है that my perceptible presence is missed. So I call it missing of the moments. I get some missing moments. I don't feel that I am somewhere. I am this body. I miss the moments. And although I feel that at this time the real self may be there, that is there, but what we call Sat, the presence, the Sat is there, but that cannot be object. That is not, we are not able to objectify that, because उस Sat में क्या है? It has no traits. कोई इसमें कोई वो ट्रेड्स नहीं है, ना लंबाई है, ना चौड़ाई है, ना कोई आइडेंटिटी है, ना कोई, सो इट इज नॉट परसेप्टेबल. तो वी कैन नॉट परसीव इट लाइक दैट, लाइक वर्ल्डली एक्सपीरियंस से करते हैं हम. तो हाउ आई फील नाउ, इट इज बिकॉज आई वाज इन समाधि फॉर ए मोमेंट और 2 मोमेंट, बिकॉज वो फिर आई फील दैट कंटिन्यूटी ऑफ दैट आई एम रहती है, जो नींद के बाद नहीं होती है. सुबह नींद के बाद डिफरेंट सिनेरियो होता है. तो मुझे लगता है कि मैं था लेकिन मुझे पता नहीं है. I don't know it. So the continuity remains there. And number 2, the intention. Suppose you say, when you teach meditation, you say as that you just contemplate on truth. What is the truth? Close the eyes. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the ego. I am not this and that. And I am the sip. I am sip. That means sip is trying to realize the sip. और ये जो इंटेंशन है, ये भी किसी मोमेंट के लिए खत्म ही हो जाता है उस मोमेंट में. दैट मींस देयर इज ओनली सिप. तो आई कॉल दैट ए मिसिंग मोमेंट. तो शायद यही समाधि होगी, एक मोमेंट के लिए, 2 मोमेंट के लिए.
You are absolutely right.
Thank you. I was scared to tell you that like that.
You are absolutely right. जब हम अपने आप को खो देते हैं, see, in meditation, you are thinking, I am not body, I am not mind. In consciousness, you feel all those things. But when your consciousness becomes one with the eternal consciousness, when you are in complete state of nothingness, when you are in a state of no thought, you don't even choose a single thought. This is this state in which you are one with the Supreme. And you feel एक आनंदा, एक ऐसे आनंदा का महसूस है कि
yes.
And then, just like when you come out of Sushupti, when you come out of deep sleep and you experience that I was in deep sleep, when you come out of Samadhi into consciousness, you realize I was in Samadhi.
I am is there, but नींद में क्या है, नींद माइंड आता है ना बाद में, इसमें माइंड, again you are in consciousness.
But when you are in Samadhi, the I am disappears. There is no I am. There is no I am. When you are in Samadhi, there is no I am. When in Samadhi, you become Shunya, the state of nothingness. So this is what I want you all to understand. When you are in meditation, but you're not sleeping. If you're sleeping, you're not in Samadhi. If you're fallen asleep, it is not Samadhi. But Samadhi means you are, according to me, Samadhi means one with the divine. Samadhi, for me, the word Samadhi is Prabhu se, wo dhi. That the word dhi here means मैं Prabhu se ek ho gaya hu. It is that state of it's not just yoga. In yoga, you are still the yogi. But in Samadhi, the yogi disappears. There is no yogi. But from yoga, you can get into Samadhi. From dhyana, that's why Patanjali says, Sama, Dama, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. He talks of the 8 limbs, the ultimate limb. You're gone. You're completely gone. There is no thought. You don't discriminate. You're not discriminating. As long as you're discriminating, you're not in samadhi. You may be in consciousness. So I hope you're understanding. When you are able to reach what I can today call super consciousness. So samadhi is a state of, I'm giving you a new explanation today. It's a state of super consciousness. In a state where you go beyond not just the mind, you go beyond the intellect.
Intellect. Yeah.
You go beyond mind, you go beyond intellect. You go into that state of Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat state is a state where you have reached Samadhi. Good, Rajanand. Atmanand. Atmanand.
Atmaham Guruji.
Hyoham.
So you had given me homework on coma. I had to
Yes,
do
yes.
some this
You have
thing
to come
because
back.
we were discussing thoughts. So what I read on that is in some cases of coma, they don't have any, they have total loss of senses. But in many cases, they say that one of the senses would be active. Many cases, sound or touch or smell. And that can be used to bring that person out of coma. So if the senses are active, maybe. So what they say is they can hear, but they may not be able to respond in some cases.
No, they definitely cannot respond. No question of they may not be able to.
No,
They cannot respond.
Yeah, but they say that because many people have come out of coma also, they say that they were able to hear or they can recollect what was told to them. And that's why they say the technique to get some people out of coma is the near ones talking to them, touching them, or if you bring a fragrance of flower and all, people can come out of it.
But what you're telling me, there's no real clear picture, right? It's not a clear definition of coma. Everybody has a different level of, different people are talking different things. Okay, next. Thank you for your homework. Or next point.
Yeah, on this Samadhi, I think in Patanjali Yoga Sutra also, he talks about multiple levels of Samadhi. I mean, I can just tell the names. I don't have any experience or anything. So I don't know whether that will add value or not. But like a parrot, I can tell. But there are 4 or 5 different types of Samadhi that he also talks. Because the first chapter itself is Samadhi Pada, actually.
Tell us.
So if you ask me to explain it, I won't be able to explain. So I'm telling that upfront. So he talks about, Vitarka Samadhi. Then he talks about Vichara Samadhi. Then he talks about Ananda Samadhi and then Asmita Samadhi. So the last one, Asmita Samadhi, is where that feeling of I-ness goes away, is what I understand.
So that is only Samadhi.
Okay.
The moment you say Vichara Samadhi, now tell me, use your intelligence and tell me. If you have Vichara Samadhi, are you in Samadhi or are you in consciousness?
Yeah, that is consciousness. But I mean, he has defined it that way, that there are these.
Yeah, he may. No, but don't get confused. I want you to understand Samadhi in the right sense. Samadhi is when the meditator is lost in meditation. Samadhi is when there is no more meditator, there is no more doer, there is no I. When the I disappears. I am not the body that will die. I am not the mind I cannot find. I am not the ego that stands tall like a wall. When there is no body, there is no mind, there is no ego. Then what is left? It is soul and sip. When the soul consciousness becomes one with sip consciousness, when you are in that state where you say, Ye Leela hai Maya, kuch bhi sach to na. You are in that state of trance. You're in a trance. You're in a complete state of trance. There is no fear, no worry, no stress, no anxiety. There can be no anger, no hate, no revenge, no jealousy. There is no negative emotion. In fact, there is no thought. There is no thought, the complete thought, the cessation of thought. I think some people call it Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In some cases, it is called Nirvikalpa. Savikalpa Samadhi, sometimes I believe some people talk of a Samadhi with object. If you try to have an object, that means you're not in Samadhi. So I'm trying to help you understand, and I hope that you will. Thank you, Atman. Siri, Ashok will come back to second round. Ashok Nishani, Siri and Ahemsip.
Shivaham, Guruji.
Shivaham.
What I understood is, suppose in the morning we sit on meditation and for some 10 minutes in between, I will not tell in the beginning also and in the end also, but if I sit for 1 hour, in between some 15 minutes, I don't know whether I'm there or not. Is it nothingness or samadhi? No thoughts. That much I know. It is no thoughts. But whether it is samadhi or not, I don't know.
But remember this.
But no thoughts. Only that much I know. I'm very sure.
So please understand there are two possibilities in this.
Hmm.
What are the two possibilities? From meditation, either you have gone to sleep.
No, not sleep, because I.
No.
Okay.
So if you are in samadhi, then you are not sleeping. But when you are completely lost in meditation, that is samadhi. So that 10 minutes, if you are not sleeping, yes, 100% it is samadhi. You understood now what you said?
But I have not experienced the samadhi, I don't know.
No, that is samadhi. What you're telling is samadhi.
Because I take bath. After that only I sit for meditation. After taking bath.
See, after you take bath and you sit for meditation and slowly,
Correct.
you reach that, you get absorbed. You get absorbed with the universal energy.
Correct.
Siri
Yes.
becomes a sip. Samadhi is that state where you dissolve. Just like a grain, I told you, when the sugar cube, if you keep on stirring, the sugar cube becomes water. There is no sugar cube left.
But I don't become an observer. Why?
Because in samadhi, you don't observe. In samadhi, the observer dissolves into the universal truth. As you keep observing, as you keep meditating, as you keep contemplating, you reach ultimately that state where you dissolve. As long as you're saying, "Main kya hu, kuch bhi nahi," you are still in meditation, you are still in contemplation. But when you are lost. It may be for 1 minute, it may be for 5 minutes, it may be for 10 minutes, it may be for 1 hour. But you are completely lost. So samadhi is. Huh?
I want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Then for how much time can a person be maximum in samadhi?
I told you, somebody told their guru is samadhi for 6 years. I told you. Now you tell me, if you have understood my explanation, tell me how long you can be for samadhi.
For me, not more than 15 minutes.
Huh?
I don't know. For me, not more than 15 minutes. I have not experienced.
15 minutes is too big. 15 minutes is too big. If you can be in samadhi for 1 minute, it's great. So if you are able to be in samadhi for 5 minutes, superb. Samadhi means you lose identity of yourself.
Yes, I lose.
Samadhi means you become, the wave becomes the ocean. There's no wave left anymore. You forget who you are. You forget your name. You forget you are. You forget you forget your body. You lose the body consciousness because you have merged. You have completely merged with the divine. Where is the question of experiencing? Ahemsip. See, today, let me tell you, the world has confused us completely with the word samadhi. So you want to remain confused or you want to understand today? Today you will understand clearly what is samadhi.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Next. Ahemsip.
Shivaham Guruji, I bow down with my reference to all SIP on the call.
Yes, please.
Guruji, I have not experienced Samadhi ever, but what I have learned from my family members, they say when in Samadhi, you are just completely lost. You can't, you're completely lost and you go inward and you feel some anhad nad and some very, ananda you feel. So I don't know what it is, but this is what they say. This is
From whom you have
experience.
learned? From whom you have learned?
My maternal side, my uncle, aunts, they are all in Radha Swami, and they every morning for 2-3 hours they do meditate and they explain it like that.
The genuine people who are in Radha Swami's meditation may experience.
Yes, they are for very long. They are following Radha Swami.
Yeah. So I'm telling you that because Radha Swami talks of a lot on meditation for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So you don't need to be in Radha Swami to meditate. I'm not saying that. But see, the word dhi is also in Sanskrit. The word dhi also means meditation. Samadhi. Samadhi means you become one with the divine in meditation. So it is definitely Samadhi is a result of silence, is a result of meditativeness, is a result of absorption, is a result of dharana, dhyana, concentration. So therefore, you cannot get into Samadhi when playing cricket. You cannot get Samadhi in a disco. You cannot get Samadhi when you're eating makhanwala. You cannot get Samadhi.
No.
Samadhi is a state of deep contemplation and dissolution. When you dissolve into the Supreme. So when some people call it absorption. Terms don't matter. Don't worry about that. Please understand what I'm saying. Are you understanding? Samadhi is that state what Siri told just now. 1 hour I'm in meditation. Oh, meditation. Oh, I am not the body. I am not the mind. Prabhu, I don't want to come back. Then said, and one of the best ways to get into Samadhi is either mantra jap or kirtan. If you are into mantra jap, suppose you keep on saying, I told you, Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. You can slip into Samadhi. Samadhi is a state. You slip into it. And when you slip into it, you lose sight of yourself. Ha, bolo.
So this mantra jap which you're showing, we have to pronounce it, or we can just by listening to
Okay. When you're pronouncing, then you cannot become into Samadhi.
Okay, we have to listen to it.
I'll tell you why. Suppose you keep on saying Om, 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 Om. Very much you are there, na? Samadhi needs, S for Samadhi means silence. A for Samadhi means absorption. M for Samadhi means meditation. I for Samadhi means I disappears. Sama, A. S-A-M, A. So the point is, I'm not prepared this acronym. I'm just telling you. So finally we will get an acronym for Samadhi because SAMADHI we will create an acronym. But it is silence. You made me understand. Without silence, you can't get into Samadhi. And silence can be there with your being in a trance. And you slip into that nothingness. I hope it is helping. I don't know. Will, Premchand, Kamalji, Rumataji. Will, Shivoham.
This is a very high-level conversation today. So
why is it so high level?
To say.
No. Did you understand what is Samadhi?
I do. Yes. I only have a question.
Samadhi is that state where you are still, silent, still and silent, and you are in consciousness, and you are meditating, and slowly the meditation slips into a state of nothingness.
Yes.
And you dissolve into the divine.
Yes.
Is it very difficult or simple to understand?
Oh, we can talk about it. I can talk about it, sure. Yeah.
No, you have to experience it.
I know.
We don't want you to talk about it, it's of no use.
I only have a question, and that is, what is the difference then between Samadhi and enlightenment? Because you're talking about it at such a high level.
Enlightenment is completely different. Enlightenment and Samadhi are not similar at all. Enlightenment is a state of awakening. And a person who is awakened can easily get into Samadhi.
Yes.
A person who is not enlightened is very difficult to get into Samadhi. Because the moment you are not enlightened, even if you experience Samadhi, it is just another, but it is nothing but heightened meditation. Real Samadhi comes after Anubhuti. The real Samadhi is only after enlightenment.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Are you getting what I'm saying? If a person has got no enlightenment, then they're only meditation. There's no Samadhi.
Yeah. So you're saying enlightenment is only for people who are enlightened. That's what you're saying.
Samadhi is only for people who are enlightened. Let me explain. Let me just tell you why. Will, in an enlightened state, you know I am nothing. You know I am soul. Soul is sip. I am sip. Yes. It is this contemplation that can slip you into that sip consciousness. Otherwise, how will you get into sip consciousness when you don't understand the meaning of it? Yes. When you don't realize that you are sip, how can you become sip? I don't know whether you are understanding me.
But it's
yeah,
you're saying you have to be enlightened and then you get Samadhi. That's what you're saying.
No, if you want to get Samadhi the way we are talking of it, if you want to get Samadhi, which is just a heightened meditation, you can get. But you cannot become sip. How can you become sip when sip has got duality? When you think your God is in the temple, your God is in the church, how can you become one with that God? Impossible.
Listen.
So, Samadhi is a reward for an awakened one. Only an awakened one can experience Samadhi. Without awakening, you can't. Now, all of you are capable of experiencing Samadhi because you have got the realization of the truth. So you can slip into Samadhi because you are not ignorant of the truth. A man who is ignorant of the truth cannot slip into Samadhi. Impossible. Okay, Will? Think about it and come back. Premchandji, Rajput, Kamalji.
Shivoham Gurudev.
Shivoham, boliye.
While we sit in meditation, our body is there. After some time, we forget body. Then we are completely united with the divine, and that is Samadhi. Correct. It may be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and sometimes we go into sleep.
So very good point. Kabhi from Samadhi you may go into sleep also. Correct.
Yes, sir.
But from sleep you cannot come into Samadhi.
No, sir.
No, I'm just making a point. From Samadhi you can go to sleep. But from sleep you cannot go to Samadhi. Continue.
No. Yes, sir. Only the first point. In Samadhi you can go to sleep.
Correct.
And it happens many times. When you forget your body, you are in Samadhi.
Correct. Actually, Premchandji, what you're saying, you don't forget your body. You lose consciousness of your body. It is not about, I hope you're using, I'm just correcting the term.
Yes, sir.
जब हम अपने शरीर से मुक्त हो जाते हैं, जब ऐसा लगता है कि हम शरीर में है ही नहीं, हम एक ऐसी अनुभूति होती है, एक ऐसा अनुभव होता है कि you lose the senses of the body. It's like you suddenly be free from the body.
It's come only after the meditation point.
Correct. Pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi.
प्रत्याहार तो मतलब वो just to get rid of worldly affairs है.
Pratyahara means just like a tortoise. You withdraw. You completely withdraw. Then dharana, concentration. Dhyana, meditation. When there is complete withdrawal and concentration and meditation, उस शांत में, उस complete शांति से मिला क्या हसी आनंद. When you are in that state where you are completely in silence, then slowly you can dissolve into Samadhi.
Sometime it happens, Guru. Not regular.
Not regularly. No. Regular, no. It can become a habit. if you practice, if you keep on practicing, it can happen regular also.
Then how long sit I for meditation at least?
एक घंटा बैठिए. ये
Thank
5
you.
मिनट मेडिटेशन बहुत मुश्किल है.
नहीं 5 मिनट में तो कुछ नहीं होता. वो तो मैं तो पहले धारणा से शुरू करता हूँ, मतलब सांस पे ध्यान देता हूँ, उसके बाद फिर मेडिटेशन है, फिर उसका
कुछ भी method can be followed, but the goal is to lose individual consciousness and to merge with the supreme. Merge. Thank you, Premchand ji. Kamal and then Siba. Kamal, unmute scientist. सर आपने अपने कंप्यूटर से लड़ाई की है क्या? हाँ बताइए.
2 बार तो मेरे साथ होता है शिव.
बोलिए.
Being in that Rajasi type person all through my life, I've been always busy doing something. I tried all this Patanjali, I tried so many methods to get into meditation, but I eventually realized that the moment I cease that I am existing, and the moment I get into some kind of activity which makes me forget that I exist, I know a lot of good things happened in my life. I have done so many good things as a scientist, as a poet, as a IT man. I only did all those things when I got lost into that, got into जुनून, एक पागलपन, एक उन्माद, एक ऐसा उन्माद में अपने आप को भूल जाता हूँ कि मैं हूँ और लग जाता हूँ उस काम में. और then automatically that samadhi, I feel that itself is my samadhi.
So I don't know, because in samadhi you don't do anything.
But that's also kind of a samadhi.
No, you can no, but we are confusing. What today we are talking about is pure samadhi. So what you are talking about is superconsciousness, which is leading to samadhi. So when you are doing, then your identity of I is still there. When doing, to give up the identity of I is very difficult. अभी इस तरफ या उस तरफ वो I आ जाता है.
Yeah, but when I do something, I forget that I exist.
Yeah, if you forget and you get it, but remember this. Samadhi means that you lose your personal identity and you are absorbed into the universal cosmic consciousness.
Okay.
मतलब ये कि मैं कौन कर रहा है, ये मैं बड़ी बड़ी बातें बोल रहा हूँ, ये कौन कर रहा है, कुछ थोड़ी हो रहा है, ये तो माया है. प्रभु कर रहे हैं, प्रभु की नाटक है, प्रभु का ये नाटक है, प्रभु ही चला रहे हैं सब नाटक, this one, that one, everything is in. So Samadhi, what you are explaining is maybe a different type of state which people call Samadhi. But try to experience Samadhi where you dissolve. Ultimately, I'm asking you one thing. Is there any doubt that you and me, we are part of SIP? उसमें कुछ doubt है?
Certainly not.
How can we reach that awareness when alive? How can we feel the SIP consciousness when alive? That is Samadhi.
मतलब ये कुछ न करके समाधि पाना मेरे लिए अति मुश्किल है.
होगा. अभी आप जो कर रहे हैं ना, वो जो what you're doing now will lead you to that state. For example, you may just be watching a bird in the sky. You're watching a bird in the sky. You keep on watching. And then you contemplate. ये तो प्रभु उड़ रहा है. प्रभु उड़ रहा है. As you keep watching, try for half an hour. You don't need to be in the other state of meditation. जो आंख बंद करके एक जगह में बैठ के, maybe you can't do that. But if you are in this state, I'm just telling you to watch a bird for 30 minutes, you may reach a state of samadhi.
But then that way is whatever good karma I'm doing, that is also a part of a samadhi.
No. That is karma yogi. That is not samadhi.
But it doesn't lead you to samadhi.
It can lead you. But the state of samadhi is a state of nothingness. I cannot dilute it. A state of samadhi is I have become one with SIP. I experience nothing.
Because for me, throughout my 75 years of life, 79, I got now come. Whenever I am concentrated fully in something, I feel that I'm not there, and I feel that I am in. A lot of good poetry comes, a lot of solutions come, a lot of things happen.
I told you that is super consciousness. But from super consciousness, you have to move to Samadhi.
But for that, I have to stop doing things.
For some period of time, half an hour. It is silence. It is nothingness.
The silence is so complex and difficult to achieve. And
some people think people who are sitting silent, bakwas log hain, mad people sitting silent is the biggest difficult thing in this world. The most difficult thing in this world is to sit quiet silently for half an hour.
Correct.
But please try. If not half an hour, 5 minutes. Siba, try 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just nothing. Switch off. अगर कोई ख्याल आता है, ख्याल को बोलो wait. अगर कोई thought आता है, बोलो wait. अगर कोई काम आता है, बोलो wait. Try for 5 minutes. Siba and Rutanu.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam.
First of all, Guruji, I'm sorry. Yesterday I was laughing on you, Guruji. So for that fast, Guruji, I'm sorry for that. Guruji.
I don't remember you laughing. Laughing is always good.
No, Guruji, I'm sorry. From my heart, I'm sorry, Guruji.
I am sorry, I don't remember, but bolo. I don't remember what you're talking about. Boliye.
Guruji, जब तक वो नहीं होता है ना, Guruji, वो trigger होता है कि नहीं, I have done something wrong, I have done something.
अभी हो गया और कुछ क्वेश्चन है?
नहीं, Guruji, in samadhi state, body का एहसास ही नहीं होता है, Guruji. You lose grip on the body, and it is hardly for the friction of time, Guruji. Moment, एकदम moment के लिए आता है. And in us they tell शुक्ल ध्यान, इसको शुक्ल ध्यान बोलते हैं, Guruji. तो वो एकदम deep state में you don't have any, मतलब body का एहसास ही नहीं होता है. अभी ये शिवो हम जब आप बोलते हो या even I do hear the recording, it happens in that state also. महामृत्युंजय मंत्र में भी होता है, Guruji. And sometimes while getting up in the morning, 3 or 4 o'clock when I am awake, sometimes I don't feel like getting up. Then in that state also, it is that samadhi state.
See, I don't know. I cannot tell you how you feel, whether you are feeling samadhi or not. I have explained what it is. Yeah. It is for you to experience that.
Guruji, and I have to, out of last में मैं पूछती हूँ, out of the way question है, I have to ask you.
Can me, Rutanu.
Shivoham, Guruji.
Shivoham.
Guruji, I cannot see you.
You cannot see me?
No.
Ashok Nichani, you can see me? I think something wrong. You put something in front of your eyes or what? Everybody else can see me.
Now I can see you.
Very good, very good. Now you're in consciousness. Bolo.
Guruji, love to everyone in the call, and love to you also. And Guruji, I wanted to say that I wanted to ask that how long we can be in samadhi?
As long as you want.
Because in this practical world, Guruji, some bell will ring, some doorbell will ring, some noise will come, something will happen at home.
That means you cannot, in that situation, you cannot be in samadhi. The moment you are distracted by anything, samadhi is over.
So if we are in a group, everybody is in samadhi, then we can be in samadhi.
Samadhi is not a group subject.
It can only be in alone.
It's individual subject.
But individually in a group, we cannot be in samadhi.
Cannot be in samadhi.
We'll be distracted.
Obviously, you're sitting with 20 people, means the thought of those 20 people are with you. How can you be in samadhi when you're in 20 people, in front of 20 people?
Okay, Guruji. So, then what we can do? Like at home, if we cannot be in samadhi, then
you can be. If you get up at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, you switch off your mobile, you have a wash, you're awake, you're not sleepy, you sit in meditation, sit in silence, sit in contemplation, Just be still, be still, be still, be still, be still, be still. You may reach a state of Samadhi.
Yes, Guruji. And Guruji, one more thing I wanted to ask. How do we like before coming to your call, I was in my life and I was not aware of many things that I got to know when I came to the call. And many myths also went away. So small myths. So Guruji, now we are in spiritual journey, but our life journey is also going ahead, going with us. So how we can it is not possible that we can only be in spiritual journey and life journey we are not there.
There are no two journeys, there's only one journey. It is about how you integrate your journey. If your life journey is in one direction and your spiritual journey is one direction, then you're trying to sail on two boats. You cannot sail on two boats. You have to have one life and you have to integrate your life. If I try to live two lives, I cannot live two lives. Nobody can live two lives. It is all integrated into one life. So we can talk later because now the time is over. So we have got no more questions, please. We have got Chitra, Siva, Rekha, Rumataji, Siba, and Ashok Nichani. But no more questions, please, Administrator.
Shivoham.
Shivoham.
I feel that Samadhi, D stands for intellect and Sam stands for equanimity. So when one goes beyond the intellect, there is no oscillation of mind and intellect, and as you said, we enter into nothingness. And in meditation, there is some sort of contemplation. Meditation we do, but in Samadhi we don't do anything. It happens. Meditation we do, but Samadhi happens.
Correct.
And Samadhi, there is an expansive anubhuti bole to, there is an expansiveness, like when there is no constricted feeling of body, there is some sort of expansiveness, and there is nothingness, there is stillness, there is peace. And you have to correct me, like what I have heard or known is, in Savikalpa and Nitkalpa, what is the difference I have understood is, even in that stillness, if the bhav of Shivoham is there, bhav, only bhav, no thoughts, but bhav is there, Shivoham, then that is Savikalp, and Nirvikalp, that bhav is also not there. There is nothing.
So I told you, the ultimate Samadhi is Nirvikalpa. Nirvikalpa, where there is nothingness. Even the Shivoham, the object of Shivoham will dissolve and you reach into that nothingness. Okay, your answer is correct, Chitra. What you explained is correct. Thank you.
I also feel that so enlightened beings, they are in Akhanda Samadhi sthiti. Those who are enlightened,
Only,
they are in
Chitra, we have already covered, only an enlightened person can experience two Samadhi. We don't want to complicate, Chitra. We don't want to put new terms because I don't want this group to be complicated. I want this group to only understand Samadhi, one small word. That's all. Okay. I don't want to put Nirvikalpa, Savikalpa, Akhanda, but I don't want all this. I just want to make it simple.
Yes, Samadhi is nothing.
Thank you. Correct. Siva. Thank you. Well said. Siva, Rekha, Rumataji.
Shiva Guruji, the moment every day I switch on the Shivoham audio, it goes on and I'm lost in that. I'm lost in that. That is my regular practice every day in the morning where there is no distractions. Early morning I get up and I just switch on that. And I am really bliss bolege, kuch bhi bolo, ananda bolo, I am not there at all. This is after the retreat. I have recorded it in my audio form, and I always switch on. It goes on for maybe 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I don't know. It has a magic. I don't know what.
So you should now try. You should try to contemplate to see whether, like how Siri told, she goes into a few minutes of Samadhi. Now you've understood the meaning of Samadhi today. So please try to revert back if you are experiencing that.
it is an experience, everyday experience.
No.
When
Now
I sit
see,
there, that is
wait, Siva,
I am
Siva,
lost.
Siva, wait, Siva. What? Please try to understand. When you are still in Shivoham, you are still listening to Shivoham and you are hearing Shivoham. But do you experience that you forget to, you lose the, you don't even hear Shivoham any longer? If you are getting into that place where you are completely zoned out, you are completely zoned out means you are out.
Yes.
Please try
Yes,
to
but
see whether you such an
no,
experience
for
comes.
few seconds. No,
Come
for
back to
few
us.
seconds it. For
So
few
from today
seconds
onwards,
it.
from today onwards, become conscious of Samadhi and come back to us. Thank you.
Okay.
We have to close. Thank you. Rekha and Rumataji, quickly, please. And then we have only quick comment from Siba and Ashok Nichani.
Shivoham,
Shivoham.
I had a question, but I got the answer when you were talking to Prem Chandji. But I will tell you the question and I will tell you what I realized. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. First, I had a question whether Satchit Anand and Samadhi are different. So then I got the answer, realization when you were talking to Prem Chandji that only when you're in Satchit Anand, you go to a Samadhi state. And Samadhi is where everything is shut off and you are silent. And
it is beyond Satchitanand. It is beyond Satchitanand.
That was my question.
Okay. But you are not in Satya Chitta, you are conscious of Satya. In Samadhi, you have gone to that state of Ananda where the Satya Chitta disappears. Rumataji, thank you. Rumataji.
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham Guruji.
Boliye.
Guruji, it is a stage when I and Prabhu become one. And we are not aware of each other. We become merged with one another, and one thing was there, it slipped from where 1 + 1 is 1 only.
Good. 1 + 1 is 1. Actually, it is not I and Prabhu. There is no more I and Prabhu. The I disappears. When the I disappears, only Prabhu remains. Then you are in Samadhi. When the one becomes zero, when the one becomes zero and you become part of the one, there is no 1 + 1. There is no 1 + 1, Rumataji. When the one dissolves into the one.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 + 1
merge
equals
with each other.
1 + 1 = 1. You're telling Prem Yoga. You're telling true love, soulmate. यहाँ पे 1 + 1 नहीं होता है. यहाँ पे 1 ही है और ये जो 1 है इस 1 में डिसॉल्व हो जाता है. बस खत्म हो गया. Okay, we have to close. Thank you. Quick comment from Siba and Ashok Nichani. Quickly, then I'll close. Siba and Ashok Nichani. Ashok Nichani first. Ashok Nichani first and Siba. Ashok Nichani.
Shivam Saji.
Shivam sir.
Saji, in the beginning, I said very clearly that there are two meanings for Samadhi.
Correct. I heard you.
So that first one was not wrong, though, Saji. Like Shirdi ki Samadhi hai. That was also right.
See, suppose I tell you, give me peace.
Right, Saji.
And wait, suppose I tell you, give me peace, and you bring a piece of cake. So peace and piece of cake is same meaning or different meaning?
Totally different.
So that Samadhi of a dead body is totally different.
There are millions of people who think Samadhi is a great saints ka jo Samadhi
उनको सोचने दो. That is not, we don't have to call that Samadhi.
मीनिंग है. और आपका जो ये स्पिरिचुअलिटी में आप ये जो बोल रहे हैं, योगी जो योग में सदा ही रहे, हर पल वो योग में रहे, that he is in samadhi, a yogi.
No.
अच्छा, one more.
When the yogi is in yoga, he is not yet in samadhi.
Right, Saji. One more example, short, because there is less time. शिव प्रभु शिव जी, हमारे शिव भगवान, वो जब समाधि में बैठते हैं, कम वॉट में, तूफान, सुनामी और एनीथिंग, लैंडस्लाइड, ही विल नॉट मूव फ्रॉम दैट प्लेस.
वो कौन शिव जी बैठे हैं? वो कहाँ पे बैठे हैं? क्या बोल रहे हैं आप?
द डिवाइन शिव भगवान.
शिव जी कहाँ बैठता नहीं है. शिव जी हर जगह है. शिव जी कहाँ बैठता नहीं है.
नहीं, फॉरेस्ट में जब समाधि में
There is
थे,
no Shivji sitting anywhere in the world. Shivji is inside you.
there was a Yudh outside anything, he will not move from his place.
This is only us telling a story, Nashok. There is no Shivji sitting in Samadhi. This is just Bachcho ka kahani. Shivoham is inside. Power Shiva is a power inside your heart. Okay, Ashok. Baki tomorrow. Siba, quick comment, Siba. Thank you, Ashok. Sip, quick comment, Siba.
Guruji, this is out of the way. Can I ask Guruji?
Tomorrow.
नहीं, but आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग द क्वेश्चन कि गुरुजी अगर हम शिव तत्व है तो फिर वो भस्म, फिर त्रिशूल, जटा, ये व्हाट इज द सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ दैट गुरुजी? यू टेल टुमारो.
Tomorrow.
Thank you, Guruji.
I was in Samadhi before she speaks only. I knew that she's going to come with some question that is going to take us all for a trip. Let us conclude on Samadhi for 2 minutes, okay? Just let's conclude for Samadhi. My dear friends, when you reach the state of spiritual awakening, when you are in this call, you have reached the realization, Neti Neti Tattvamasi, you realize the state Isis, I am Sip, I am soul, soul is Sip, I am Sip, Sip is in all. All this teaching helps you to meditate. And you meditate and you contemplate and you meditate and you contemplate and you meditate and you contemplate. If there's a grace of Sip, you will slip from individual consciousness into the supreme consciousness. The individual consciousness will be absorbed, will be completely absorbed. Just like there's water in the table, you take a sponge. If you put the sponge on top of the water, where is the water? There is no water. The water is already sucked into the sponge. So this is a state of complete absorption where you are completely, I disappears. Rumataji said 1 plus 1. I said no, 1 plus 1. When the 1 disappears into the 1. When it is the wave disappears into the ocean. So try to spend some time today, what I've told you, try to spend some time in silence, in stillness, in that state of meditation. Try to spend some time. You may use a mantra like Shivoham, Shivoham, and slowly try to experience a state where you dissolve. It may be Tattvamasi Neti Neti Tum ho vahi ye nahi Tattvamasi Neti 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 Neti. Try to slip into that nothingness, dissolve. And you'll experience a strange kind of peace, a strange kind of bliss when you come out from that. And I hope you will try to experience Samadhi. With folded hands, I bow down to you.